Good morning. This is Grateful Ed. Hope you're having a great day. I'm back with another video, and I'm very lucky, and I thank God that I'm here to make this video and, share some of my experiences. Um, Again, this is not about me, but it is trying to tell my story about trying to balance out some of the injustices that have been put up against me, and I thank all the people who's given me the benefit of the doubt when it comes to telling that story, and also for all the people who have taken a stand in order to stand up for themselves, especially stand up for their relatives, maybe somebody that's passed or that doesn't have the ability, okay, to speak up and tell their stories about how things went down, or have taken some actions to bring justice to a situation that has been swept under the rug and covered up for who knows, could be many years, could be decades. So it's that time, and the people who are awake enough and realize that this is it, okay, this is the time for all these things to come out into the light. And I'm saying that it takes a lot of courage, but you have to do it, okay, no matter what it takes, you have to do it. And the other thing is, don't expect anything in return. The only thing in return you have is the feeling that you did the right thing, okay. So this is about the gang stalking. I want to talk about that, and for people who don't realize that this gang stalking is real, okay. These once you've been blacklisted for whatever reason, and you've been signaled out by your family, by your community, by your neighbors, by the secret societies, your local government, okay, military buddies, co-workers, companies you may work for, okay. The tentacles of this shit goes deep and wide when it comes to the roadblocks that they can put in your way, and also the methods that they use to gaslight you and make you think you're the bad person, you're the bad girl or the bad guy, okay. So it's a real deal, and the thing about it is that whether we know it or not, we're all part of it, right? And it's mind-boggling sometimes, but it's part of life. How can I say that? You got to come to terms with and deal with accordingly. So again, that's why at least I can articulate that the best of my ability to tell my side of the story. My core belief is that good wins over evil. And, I also had a core belief that you should keep your family, try to deal family issues within your family. And, not to spread all your, like I used to say, put your shit in the street. But, it came to the time for me where if I'm going to let it, I'm going to let it all out, And along with that, a lot of stories about how I feel about it. And, let the chips fall where they may, So it's really heavy today, okay, what I want to talk about, because, again, we're getting to the point where all these things are close to home, and inner circle and the interactions with family and very close friends. But these are the people you have to watch the closest, I would say. If things don't seem right with these folks, trust your gut, okay? Trust your gut, and don't let them try to manipulate you. So this is about 2 years ago, a year and a half, 2 years ago, okay. And, it was clear that I had taken some actions for my friend, very close friend, brother, I had taken some actions for my friend, right? And they reneged when it came to following through on trying to hold some of the politicians in Ohio accountable just by, trying to sign their name for a document. Uh, Total inertia on their part, but I tried. I was very motivated at the time to make something happen. Okay, so they totally reneged on that, and then they started in with the gaslighting on me. So the tables had turned when it came to that. Okay, and besides sympathy for people or whatever, empathy, sympathy. Uh, we'll leave gifts out of it, okay? And trying to make things better for their lives by uh, pushing resources or assets in their favor, okay? That was done. Uh, and I believe that was mistaken for a weakness, okay? But anyway, once the tables turned, all right, the tables were turned to where the gaslighting session, when we were together trying to, just have a time together, was to try to bring up the past, try to talk about the past and people from the past, okay? And in part of that, the scenario went something like this, okay? So, and I hope I don't trigger anybody by saying these things, but I need to put it out here because it's weighing heavy on me to speak about. Okay. Part of the scenario they were bringing up to me is that they had been through drug and alcohol counseling in the past. Okay. And they knew that I had been through that too. Okay. So the comments were, I hope this makes sense. The comments were that some drug and alcohol counselors who are racist, okay, these people have no intention of you succeeding. Okay. And the other part of that was that one of our classmates and one of our neighbors had been set up at a correction facility, okay? And I don't know what happened. I don't know what part of that setup, if it was an attack, if it was a rape. I don't know exactly. I can't articulate. I can't remember what that was. Okay? But there's so many similarities into the reality of what I had experienced, okay, and perhaps what my classmate experienced, okay, with the correlation between those two. I just wonder if that actually happened, okay, and it was tried to put on me to trigger me into something. I don't know, okay, but if that was a real thing, I think that energy could have been channeled into trying to make something positive happen instead of trying to use a tragedy into making more harm for people. And I'll leave it at that because I'm just saying, I'm going to put it out there. These are my perceptions. I have been wrong. But it was a little too close to home, especially with their narrative. Trying to bring up the past, trying to bring up connections to past people, and also the things that were done wrong in order to bring harm on someone that we grew up with there in Mason. And I'll leave it at that. There was there's a lot of hustle and there's a lot of I guess the feeling of having the scammer mentality. Okay, who can excuse me who can I scam, and basically what's in it for me, so I can move my agenda, beef up my ego, and just use people and have that feeling. Okay. And I will say that I have had those feelings in the past, well, not to use people in a bad way, but also the feeling of what's in it for me. We grew up with this attitude with a lot of people, some people, what's in it for me? Okay. And it's very important that if you recognize those things and know that it's to try to put your energy or try to put your actions toward what you feel is right and what's good for everybody, try to make a win-win situation. That's not always going to be the case, though. Okay, so you got to be able to draw that line and say, if this is what you're about and that's all you know and that's all and you can't break free from that for whatever feeling, you got to get over on people in order to run your own, have something to talk about at the bar, or have something to talk about with the girls and or whatever, and get over on somebody because that's what you're about, or that you've been doing it for so long you can't break away from that. Then I'm saying that that's the thing, okay? You got to be able to recognize those things and then draw the line and not be put into that vortex of never-ending cycle. Thing about it is, with these, you'll find out. You learn a lot about yourself. About if you stand up. And you take some actions against, especially when it comes to the family, and the family secrets have been held for so long. Okay, you fight that battle, and that battle can take you places that you never ever dreamed of. But I believe God, it works like that, and you have to have that belief. For me, it is tremendous to have that spiritual belief, and whether a religious person, spiritual person, whatever, that helps me through every day. There's no way I could win these battles or even be alive today to make this video, okay, without that. There's no doubt in my mind. So, I've been heavy on the California lately because there's so many things, how can I say it? There's a great love I have for California, and it's also, it's sad to see what's happening to the people and to the environment there. The things that have gone on, the manipulation by greedy people. But I go back to my family and my cousin, and there was a lawsuit against my mother that that was very stressful. Okay, and it took a lot of energy, but out of the victory, I tried to bring a gift. Okay, bring a gift out of sympathy because I felt, maybe being connected on the internet that they could, be a part of something positive. Okay, and I'm just saying that's ironic. I got to try to find some humor in some of these things, but to see how that's been manipulated against me, I'm just saying that I think the money, it was thrown back at me and then it was taken. It was, how can I say it? It was an eye-opening experience, okay, when I look back at it now. So, on the positive side, I have to say that I don't know, but I do believe that there are some, and I want to thank the people that have looked out after my best interests, some of the drivers in California, and, some of the ones that have, given me some ideas about how to move forward with the whole situation. When it comes to spirituality and religion, okay, also when it comes to some of the operations that were going on with the underground tunnels, when it comes to military, and when you talk about military, then you talk about perhaps protecting the pedophilia and endangering the children there. Okay, so there was definitely some positive energy that I was being looked out after by some righteous people there, I believe. Okay. Um, so even when you leave the hometown, okay, with the reach of the secret society, okay, there are things that have been going on with me, in the past 6 months, 8 months, 6 months, let's say 6 months, that I want to talk about. And you get tired of the trolls. You really do. You get tired of that troll mentality. But it was very systematic, and I look back at it. Okay, very systematic about stealing my driver's license. Okay, about stealing my clothes, especially when it comes to my jackets and the heavier, maybe some kind of rain gear or a heavier hoodie, these type of things, t-shirt, stealing my keys, okay, uh, trying to sabotage the vehicle, okay, that's a very, very major one, okay, and yeah, all that led up to the trying to sabotage the car and really put me in a position to hurt me, endanger me, okay, so these things have not stopped, okay, and I believe it's evil, and I believe it's things happen for a reason or a season. I've been saying that over and over, and I really do believe that because hopefully these things are going to come to the forefront also, and be exposed. So, I just made a note to talk about, what does it say about your character? Okay, what does it say about your soul? That you have to put almost to make a career or to be so obsessed to stalk and plot and scheme and conjure with you and your cronies, spending money that probably not yours anyway. Okay, let's be real about it. And to try and keep happiness and success from another person. What does that? There's just evil people in the world. Okay, and you have to protect yourself from them and being involved in any of their schemes. Okay, but you know, I have to look at that and say, that's some heavy stuff. It really, really is. But it's part of what you're dealing with. Okay, and it's imperative you stand up. Let's face it. Okay, they want to take your life. Okay, and they want to steal your soul. They want to keep you from happiness. They want to steal all your secrets. They want all your property. Okay, they want your Corningware. They want your antiques. They want everything. Okay, and they want to mock and belittle you, and somehow project their hate or their angst or their misgivings about their life onto you. Maybe they've made a career out of it, like I say. Maybe they're just so obsessed with bringing someone down that that's all they think about, think, feel, act, the whole 9 yards. So you got to realize that these things are real, okay? And don't let them do it. Do not let them do it. You got to stand up and know your self-worth. Stand in your words, stand in your integrity, and separate yourself. You don't need that shit. Let them go on about their merry ways, okay? Because it will come back to them. That's just how I feel. Universal law works. So that's my opinion. I'm getting a little long-winded, but the one thing I wanted to say again, targeted justice. They've called for the FBI, the DOJ, and the Department of Homeland Security to release a terrorist screening database. Okay, it's a violation of federal law and the Constitution. So, I'm real interested in this, okay? Very, very interesting, because I want to find out, and this is really fucked up, how they've been manipulated in order to, if you're a targeted individual, to having the scandal and slander, even with children, elderly, they don't care, okay? In order to be targeted, okay, for this gang stalking operation, and labeled as a domestic terrorist, okay? And I believe these people are getting paid to do this. I believe they're getting coin from it, okay? This is our tax dollars, okay? So I really want to see that come to light. So whatever you can do to push that forward, targeted justice, targetedjustice.com. It's a worthy endeavor. They've done a lot of hard work to uncover a lot of this. Basically, you know how through the deep state and through their foot soldiers, their gang stalkers, all through the corporations, okay, up into the federal government, have been using the weapons, MK Ultra, mind control, and also the directed energy weapons against us, the citizens. So that's what I have today. I want to thank you for watching. Have a great day. God bless you. God bless America, and keep on keeping on.